What's going on, my fellow rock and rollers? Now, if it hadn't been for the Alice in Chains song Man in the Box, they may have never gotten as big as they did. But there was something else that helped the band break big, and that was MTV. Now, Alice in Chains put out their debut record Facelift in August of 1990. It was a slow burn. In fact, the band's first single and video they released would be for the song We Die Young. And while it initially received some airplay on MTV, it was mostly relegated to Headbangers Ball in 120 minutes, and it wasn't really part of their regular rotation. In fact, in the first 6 months following the album's release in the summer of 1990, it only sold about 40,000 copies. And by early 1991, the band was looking to release their second single, Man in the Box, and there would also be a video director named Paul Rackman, who had previously worked with a bunch of punk and hard rock bands in the 80s, who immediately became interested in working with Alice in Chains. He would soon get in touch with Columbia Records, who were Alice in Chains' label, and expressed his desire to work with the band. Now, the band had already shot the We Die Young video, but they were already setting their sights on the Man in the Box video. And singer Lane Staley would speak with Rackman while the band was on tour and expressed his desire to do a different kind of music video that wasn't just a live performance of the band. Rackman would ask Staley to provide him with some ideas, and Lane would soon fax him several scribbled words, including Dripping Wet Barn and Baby with Eyes Sewn Shut. Now, Rackman would use these ideas to come up with a concept for the video, just with one small tweak. Rackman didn't think you could show a baby with their eyes sewn shut, and instead he proposed to the band that they show a Grim Reaper character who looks after the barn with their eyes sewn shut. The band accepted the idea, and the character would be played by a parking lot attendant who happened to be a friend of the director, who appeared in several of his other videos. Now, in December of 1990, the band assembled in LA at the Malibu State Park to shoot the video on a budget of about $50,000. And Rackman would recall how the band was pretty tired given that they'd been on the road for the past several months, but they were great to work with, he'd conclude. Now, the video would be completed by January of 1991, and in 1991, music videos formed a large part of MTV's programming, and the channel had started something in 1987 called Buzzbin. Now, Buzzbin was a group of videos that was selected by the network of up-and-coming artists and bands that the network deemed buzzworthy or cutting edge or the next big thing. And the selected videos would get a lot of airplay on MTV and could propel a band's career. Now, in the spring of 1991, there was a meeting at MTV over which two videos should be added to the network's Buzzbin. One was Man in the Box by Alice in Chains, and the other two were by a band named Blue Murders, and one of the songs was called Valley of the Kings, and the other one was Jelly Roll. Now, Blue Murder was a glossy hair metal band that was really around at the tail end of the whole hair metal movement. And luckily, MTV decided to go with Alice in Chains, and the gamble paid off for both the network and the band. The impact of Man in the Box getting significant airplay on MTV was almost immediate. 1 week after the video premiered on Buzzbin, the album Facelift saw a huge jump on the album charts from 168 to number 108. And a month and a half later, the album would eventually peak at number 42 on the charts. Now, the heavy play on MTV also forced rock radio stations around North America to take notice and add their song to their programming. Now, the members of Alice in Chains also started to notice how big the song had gotten when they would walk into bars during their tour and start to notice that different bands started covering it. Here's what the band members had to say about the impact of MTV and Buzzbin on their early part of their career.
That video and the MTV Buzz clip helped us out a lot, and I know it helps a lot of other bands as well. I mean, it can blow you up really fast, I guess. At Columbia, actually, it's this big picture of Warren, and the Janie Lane quote, where he walked in and saw a picture of us, and he said, "Goodbye, Warren, hello, Seattle." We were the first band out of Seattle to really kind of bust big, and with a video and the touring and stuff like that. Soundgarden had been signed before us, and Mother Love Bone as well. But at that point, nobody had really busted out like that, and that video and the Buzz clip took us to a gold record. That style and video thing and the whole lights and chicks and cars, and it was at the point where I was like overly tired, of course, but it was time for a change, and we picked it up and carried it for a long-ass time, and it changed again, you know? It's all healthy.
So that concludes today's video, guys. Thanks for watching. Be sure to hit the like button and subscribe. If you have suggestions for future topics, let me know in the comment section below. Take care.